go into a buddy system, and if you try to take the guiding wins, it's actually pretty punishable.
You know what? I wonder if they're considering Martis instead of the Hayabusa.
Oh, Martis instead of
Or
Hayabusa?
Nolan. I mean, Nolan still look really good. Hayabusa would be okay. Why not Martis? You have the Matilda with it anyway.
It does well into the Loyi. It does okay.
The anti-CC.
It does okay into the Suyo. It does have CC to cancel out.
What if it's just Julian?
I mean, if they really wanted like Swiss Army knife versus Swiss Army knife.
Oh, it's just
Haya.
Haya. Okay.
At least with the Haya, plays can be made. And I think more importantly, there's not much. I mean, considering that the main cores don't really have disengage mechanics, other than the slide tackle for Bruno, of course, it's pretty free for Fabian if he starts building up with an early lead.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. You know, maybe it's because I'm still not used to seeing Novaria back in the meta. I'm having a little bit of a tougher read here. Let's just see if Onic Esports can disrupt Fabian and at the same time loot P to beat Aran in lane. Let's just go back to the most basic condition that Onic PH set up for themselves yesterday against Team Liquid ID.
I think we always got to keep in mind, you know, what they are learning from the previous games, and a lot of it just comes down to Aran's picks and performances as well as Aaron Shiki so far, because the consistent players are going to be consistent. So good luck to both of these teams as we start heading on into game number 4. Our casters, Husky and as well as Remar, will keep you guys company in the meantime.
Thank you very much, Gideon. Game 4, match point for TLID Renmar. One more game and they will earn their 4th rematch against Onic Philippines since they first met on the world stage. But Onic, if they win this, we will get a game 5 either way. It seems like TLID are sticking with the same modus operandi of game 3. Force multipliers. We go fast, we go hard, and if we get the engines running early on, we're going to run down Onic.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that we fail to acknowledge also, that Onic Esports lineup does have a good possibility of snowballing. As Team Liquid ID, their snowball, though it's not as pronounced as what it can bring to the table, but oh no, Kiboy!
He's dead. Just overstepping boundaries.
Yeah.
I feel like we've seen this plenty of times. I mean, game 1 it worked out, right? Game 2 you kind of see the adjustment, but some things don't change, and it's already a punish. Ron getting the first blood.
Yeah, that did not feel like the right call at all to be going in that deep. That's not the start you want to have at that Kali. Not impossible to come back out of this though, but it sort of diminishes what you want to do.
Kyrie actually got the retry in too.
Oh yeah?
What timing? They're gonna go into Fabian and blow him up. Good response from Onic.
Okay, now Onic Esports, despite the overly aggressive nature of Keyboy in that first invade onto Fabian's side, Fabian and Widdy were punished for wanting to steal that Scaled Lizard away, and the fact that Kyrie got to 4 before the Hayabusa did, and Fabian had to walk away with, well, no shadow kill. Nah, too tough.
And Kyrie steals another Lizard.
Wow.
Now Fabian is going to be stuck at level 3 for a while. He will get the orange buff, which Keyboy will spot out. Diversion is available. Fabian, he really wants peace, but Keyboy, he's not here for peace. He's looking for Fabian. One last slap in the face with the scimitar. Keyboy has done his job. Turtle for Onic. Keyboy heals back up, turns on the Widdy, takes the shatter in the face. Double kill for Keyboy.
Keyboy showing us after that mess up in the first invade, he's showing, just let me cook. Give me a second. Let me remind you what my Khalid can do against his Hayabusa and against that Matilda. That was the easiest invade for Keyboy. And good follow-up as well from Sans coming in.
And just walks in and gives him a couple slaps in the face. Fabian finally hits 4, but Aran is going to get jumped on. Pulled away. Keyboy from the back gets a killing spree. Ogi shadow kill from Fabian. Finds no one. Fabian stunned up with a Blade Surge, and Kyrie slices him into pieces. Onic getting the snowball rolling.
Apologize, Keyboy. Wasn't familiar with your game. No, Keyboy is the early game MVP right now, man.
Yeah.
He is setting the tempo. He is pissing Fabian off. At this point, if I was Fabian, I'd be tilted.
It's like, man, come on. Just, I lost like 2 retries. Like,
Yeah.
just leave me in peace. All that being said, I mean, this does kind of go to what you were talking about, right? Like I pointed out, Liquid ID has that force multiplier that they want to double down on from game 3. But the snowball from Onic, it just like you said, a lot more stronger, a lot more prevalent, a lot more agency. As the run gets gone on, Curtain Call is unleashed. Gonna use the Echo, spots out Kyrie. Kyrie drops Fabian. finds the backline.
Whoa.
Ludwig goes down, double kill for Fabian, and a run escapes.
Keyboy got hit with the Star Shatter, but he is still fine. Early game Novaria, so doesn't have the damage just yet. But what a great turnaround by Team Liquid Indonesia. The moment they saw those 3 members of Onic hit by the Astral Echo, that was their go signal, and they still decided to commit it, and it worked out very well for them. Despite them being at a deficit, they knew there was a high enough chance that Fabian's Shadow Kill will be able to quickly chunk down 2, killing 1, and then he can just finish off the last one by himself, which he did.
It's a recovery. Nonetheless, he finds 2 kills in that, and he survives. Yehescu just got his talisman, so almost infinite mana at this point. This turtle contest is going to feel a lot more even compared to the first one. Keyboy shows up. It's going to force Witty to use the circling ego. Another echo pinging on a tree. Team The Good ID goes right in on the Kyrie. Kyrie not able to escape. Turtle secured by Fabian. And Team The Good ID continues the chase with all 5 members present.
And you know what? With the Astral Echo, that makes the Phobius even stronger because the hitbox of his jumps are hurt more, but Fabian...
Shadow.
Wow.
A bit of a recall, knows that no one can catch up. Keyboy is gonna try!
Whoa!
Footwork from Fabian still collected by Ludwig. Keyboy has that calculated and will be able to escape under the turret of TLID.
Yeah, good call by Onic Esports. They left Sans and Ludwig to stay on that shadow. The last shadow for Fabian was, and Fabian just went back into his own doom while Keyboy able to sail away in Sans.
I think Ludwig finally will back up. Bottom wave cleared up. Let's check in on the gold lane for a while, because the past 2 games it has been Aaron Shiki leading, and it seems like that is the case so far in terms of net worth. Aaron Shiki, there's no difference in terms of net worth, but more towards the XP side, where Aaron Shiki is slightly ahead.
Okay, so at this point, Team Liquid ID, honestly, can they just keep responding and initiating as long as Yehescu's Astral Echo lands, because you're setting up for your Phobius? I like this scenario. But they don't need to get overly aggressive. They just need to help Aaron Shiki, who is handling Severo relatively well. Now, the longer this game goes on, it seems like the tougher it might be for the Bruno.
And they look for Fabian again. Another punish. They know the TLID was top side. That ping actually spotted out a potential gank, but they didn't spot out that move. So Fabian falls once more, and Onic wants control back, and even Severo getting control on the gold lane once more. Quick rotation from Onic to the top side.
Yeah, what a read by Onic Esports. It wasn't just like they saw the members. They literally thought, you know, what if Fabian is still just in his purple buff? And you know, they got it right. The gambit worked out for them. So now Onyx Esports with a 2k gold lead, but the Team Liquid ID are still in striking range.
Aran's gonna come in on the Sun. Sun flickers to safety. Aran now no man's land. Tied down by the curtain call. Goes down. Ludwig and Severo putting in the numbers. 2 kills for Onic. Third turtle. She will be secured by them.
Seems like CC now is 100% the EXP laner of the patch, huh? Because,
yeah.
Get the CC, and it seems like it's a little bit easier for you to play MLBB.
I tried her out yesterday. Yeah, you just run people down.
Yeah.
I mean the changes to the decay of the passive, right? Really makes it a lot more convenient to stay in these fights longer. Shadow kill used into a Star Shadow. Plenty of long-range artillery, but TLID they have not reached critical mass yet.
Almost 4,000 is the gold for Onic Esports. For the 2 gold laners, comparing their items, still within striking range are both of them. Sky Piercer was the second item of Aaron Shiki on the way to the Malefic Roar. While Severo, I like the adjustment here. He went for the second item, Malefic Gun. He knew he needs the reach up against what TLID throws to the table, and he needs all the space that he can get, because this is not the easiest name for a Bruno to shine in.
There's one person that's starving right now is Fabian, losing his own jungle, majority of his own jungle. He is now currently 3 levels behind Kyrie, just lost his purple buff once more. Bottom tier 2 goes down. Onic Esports, despite dealing with TLID, who has that mobility to move around the map, Onic has been able to put a stop to that. Diversion to the top side to clear out the top wave as well. Feed it over to Kyrie.
Yeah, 2,000 is the goal difference between the 2 junglers, and it's slowly increasing, hovering at around 2.3 to 2.5. But again, Team Liquid ID, they have one more team fight loss that they can afford. If they lose the next team fight in a big way, then solidified, it's Onic Esports game to control maybe up until 14, 15 minutes in the game. But if Team Liquid ID win the next team fight, then they balance things out.
Run. teasing a little bit. Weedy actually flies in, has to pop the Purify. Not really what they want, but they have the Echo.
Whoa.
The Oran will go down. Shadow Kill not denied by Ludwig with the Vengeance. Severo flickers forward, looks for Fabian and finds him. A diversion past the tier 1 Onic wins that fight, hands down.
See, the sheer amount of damage Team Liquid ID has shows they can. But they probably shouldn't have in that scenario. I think the trigger for them was just like, once Kyrie got that double stun, they were like, oh, do we react to this? Aaron said, I'm jumping already. When are you guys going to join in? And Team Liquid ID eventually just got countered by Onic Esports. That was Onic in the right position. They knew they were in the good spot for them to take the fight, and Team Liquid ID didn't respect it.
Kibo and Ludwig just soaked up everything mid-side. Lord taken by Onic. Mid-tier 1 falls for TLID. I mean, it's not a full-blown team wipe, but it is a massive loss for TLID.
Yeah, and again, we were talking earlier. For Onic Esports, they decided, you know what, we'll get the CC, so at least we know we already win the lane. We don't have to worry so much about Ara. Yes, you still have to respect the Phobias, but CC is CC. The meta was very good for her. But then they made it to the point where they knew all the potential options that Fabian could end up with. Hayabusa was one of the one things that we mentioned, so they went into this with their game plan, knowing that, okay, we're going to disrupt this Haya. We did it in the draft. The draft did this so that we can get a pick we can abuse, and that's what they did with Keyboy's early aggression. Now, we can forget about the first purple buff invade, but everything after that was just perfect invades by Keyboy.
Really, the redemption arc, if I ever seen one. Kyrie tries to catch the shadows, and Ludwig will have to block a couple of the bullets. Though, TLID, despite being behind right now by 8,000 gold, they do have really great high ground defense, right? I mean, plenty of artillery strikes, plenty of bullets, though Yesko had to flicker out of that one, almost got 3-shotted by Severo. They still keep the inhibitors alive. Topside Kyrie, 1v1's Fabian with a 4-level lead nonetheless.
The Navaria and Granger combo, they can hold on for a long time, honestly. Again, we mentioned earlier, Onic Esports can hold on to this lead if they don't finish the game around 14 to 15 minutes. Around that time, that should be when Team Liquid ID will be healthy enough to actually win a team fight from a siege, as long as it's not, you know, Onic just needs to be careful not to overheat and commit too much. With a turret up, they dive behind turret. Don't take a team fight like that. But yeah, if you cannot end it before 5 minutes, that's when Onic needs to accept things are level, and they have to be even more so careful, because TLID will be able to completely turn the game around from that point.
So if you're Onic, you're looking for the next Lord to be the game ender.
Yeah. You want that to be the game ender. If it's not going to be the Lord itself, it's Lord pushes, you break down the turrets, wait for the next wave of minions, and then you'll end it with that one.
It's going to be a tough call, honestly, with the amount of just long-range bombardment.
Yeah. Again, it's like they're constantly just getting hit by artillery right now, and you're just hoping that you'll have enough men left for the final push.
They just continue to keep on scaling. And you have Aaron Shiki, 4 items done. Sea Halberd being the latest addition. So that's going to be a bit of a problem for Onic too. Not to mention, Yehescu probably would go into a, I'm thinking Blood Wings or Wishing Lantern either way. In these long-range pokes. Onic, I mean, it kind of trivializes the Onic goalie to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I have a 9k goalie, but man, I cannot break through these pokes. Keyboy finds 2 of the TLID members, while the rest of Onic are working on the Lord, so maybe that's going to give them the Lord. TLID will try to arrive there as fast as possible. Severo caught out, has the flicker. Sidesteps a little bit, the bullets block him for him. Severo gets out with the tackle. Lord for Kyrie, Onic Esports somehow finds the objective.
No.
Now looking to win the fight. The slap from Keyboy just enough, takes down Aaron Shiki. As Science now pops a diversion, Ludwig willing to take up the shot. Unfortunately for TLID, there is no running. Onic finding 4 at the cost of Kyrie.
And that looks like it will be game again. The Phobias of Aran putting himself in a dangerous scenario. I think it's the 3rd or 4th time in this game alone where that enhanced basic attack that Phobias has put him in an even more dangerous situation. It's like, oh, I'm a little bit too far, but it's not like I pressed my dash, I just pressed my basic attack, and now let's see if TLID can defend this. Again, what we said earlier, if it's not this Lord, it's the next push after the Lord crashes in.
And it's already looking pretty darn good. 2 inhibitors down, and that's not the lane with the Lord. Honestly, a stray bullet could have killed Severo, right? Him getting out was also a big wound for Onic. Here he comes. It's going to be a divergent Keyboy. Oh, wait, messed up the timing a little bit with that Raging Sandstorm still. They got all the inhibitors. This could be an endgame angle. Savero is the target. Witty tries. There's a couple of balls to the face. He is dead. Shadow kill does not enough. TLID takes down the Lord. On the esports now have a man advantage. Still looking pretty healthy. The Echo doesn't ping on the Severo. He's going to try and brute force down the Crystal, but TLID will put on a last dance and run to the back. Gets on the Suns, but the game is going to end regardless of what TLID does. Onic esports forces us the full distance, Renmar.
You start with a blunder of an invade, then you come back and do 2-3 invades after that. That made Kiboy go, Fabian, this is my jungle now. And you close it out with not the mist raging sandstorm, but with a win regardless. We